Matt Kenseth won here back in 2004, the last time Rockingham was on the Cup Series schedule in NASCAR. It has made its return to the Truck and Xfinity Series schedules last year in 2025, and now these drivers have to navigate this challenging track as the Mystic Racing League Super Late Model Tour continues its short track journey across America. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Green Flag Racing Network. Chris Rosca, Angel Melton alongside, bring you the action here from The Rock. And measuring at only 1 mile in length, The Rock is a high-banked short track with asymmetrical turns, making each end of the racetrack its own unique challenge. How does that asymmetricality of the track affect how these drivers handle, or how these cars handle on this track?
Well, I'm going to step in here. It's not just the track, cars. 550 horsepower unleashed in these beasts of cars. You got these super late models. They're light, they're nimble, they have so much horsepower. They have smaller rear tires than you would expect. Kind of similar to the UMP Modifieds, but a little bit bigger than dirt UMP Modifieds. Well, but this track's just a mess on its own. The trucks in NASCAR, right? They struggle here. However, these super lates, they're going to struggle even more. We're about to go green, though. I'm going to hand it over to you, Rosca. But let's actually see how these beasts are working.
Yeah, we saw drivers try to experiment with the high side in practice, and it wasn't doing very well. We saw drivers experiment with the high side, and they were losing time doing it. So I wonder if they were experimenting. Maybe it was a faster line they thought could happen. Maybe it was a way to save tires, which does play into how this race goes out. There's 0 tire changes available to these drivers. 100 laps of racing for these drivers ahead of them, so drivers have to save their tires, essentially with how much horsepower under the hood. Pace car pulls off, the green flag flies. We're racing here in North Carolina. Braxton DeWeese gets an excellent jump, and he pulls out in front.
Yeah, we got these two cars. See a lot of people going to the low line here. Like you said, the high line did not seem to work in practice. We got a pass for the lead here.
Evan Gilmet wants the lead in that number 68. Here comes the 50 of Drew Green right behind. Braxton DeWeese to the high side.
Here we go. We're going back. This is a short little lap. You got about 26, 27 seconds at max usually. But you will see them run into the 30s too. But that's on low tire, old tires here. Oh, we got Squirrely coming off the corner here.
Evan Gilmet loose off in turn 2. He has to lift, and that allows the 50 of Drew Green to get to the outside. Here's the battle for second. You have the 69 of Andrew Shope sitting right behind, watching these two duke it out for second.
Coming down through this corner, this car right in front, the second place car fighting for second, has got to get in front of him before we get to turns 3 and 4. 2 and 3, you can make the high line work. 3 and 4, it does not work as well.
There's that 50 on the high side. That's Drew Green. You see the 68 of Evan Gilmet able to clear off the high side. Now they're still side by side.
Coming back down here, this is the 50's chance. That high side, he make it work. Can he get past? If he can get himself clear coming into turns 3 and 4, he will have a good shot. Oh, he's hit the wall.
Drew Green into the wall off of turn number 2. He had the run in the center of the corner, almost cleared the 68. Had it lift just a little bit through the exit, managed to hit the wall. Now he's side by side with the 69 of Andrew Shope for third. Braxton DeWeese 5 laps into this race, still out front. He qualified on pole position, and he's currently setting the pace for this field.
Yeah, coming through here, he got a huge jump. He's got a clean lead. He was actually much quicker than the field in qualifying, if I'm correct. And he's just taking control of this race. But we do have some good battles going on through the pack. We've got a couple side-by-sides, but now they've kind of cleared themselves out. Coming down through here, we got another side-by-side, almost. Ooh, coming squarely through that corner. That's the problem with going to that high side. You cannot get the run down. The low line, you can kind of keep it stable. Coming through the corners, the car doesn't want to bounce. You do have some bumps through 3 and 4, which kind of complicates things on its own.
Now, the issue of being able to get the power down on the high side, you don't have that runoff that you do on the bottom. You can see the 25 of Brandon Medeiros run that high side, and here comes Michael Wade trying to take the spot away. This is the battle for 6th.
Yeah, I think that's
you're not able. Yeah, running that high side, you're not able to get the power down quite as well as you can running the bottom. You don't have that run off or the wash up the track that you do running the bottom. but you're able to carry more momentum. And it's a battle of pros and cons, as is both things. And racing is almost contact between the two. Brandon Medeiros almost gets into the back of Michael Wade.
Yeah, it doesn't also
calms down.
Yeah, it also compromises the inside line car's line, so it becomes a risk of, is it worth it? Are you going to get wrecked coming through that corner? Is somebody going to slide up, get loose, tap your rear, tap your quarter panel? You never really know.
It's always a battle of if it's worth to make the move. We're only on lap 9 of 100, so some drivers are probably thinking, hey, early on in the race, sit back, relax, let the laps tick down, and let's be aggressive later. And some drivers want to be aggressive now. Here comes Brandon Medeiros to the bottom. He wants to get to that inside.
And he wants to do it quick.
Michael Wade. Now wants to do it quick. He's almost there. Lots back in line. Now dives to the inside of the 23.
Yeah, we're going to see him. I think he's going to get loose coming out of this corner. Because that was just... Oh, maybe he didn't. He caught it, but he looks like he's sliding through the corners. That's going to kill his tires. A lot of these cars are sliding. However, you've got to be gentle with these cars.
Oh, contact! 25 into the 23s. They keep it straight. And we
they got the 21, too.
Hey,
21 brought him into that battle.
Chris Taylor, Reggie Keem in that 9 car as well. So we got a little 4-car pack here, battling for 6th.
Yeah, and you see them, they'll spread out. You got to get some air on these cars. It's kind of like Xfinity cars in their own way, because if you don't get that air, that car tightens up and just wants to bow through that corner. It wants to slide through it and go straight into the wall.
Riding on board with Michael Wade, looking back at Brandon Medeiros in that 25. We'll see just how much separation there is between these cars. Not a lot. You see the 25 moving up the track, trying to get air on that. Joe's trying to cool the engine off, get the downforce on that car. Now try to use the draft to get up to the rear bumper. This battle continues to develop, and this battle has been going on for the last, I want to say 10 laps. This battle has gone on since almost the start of the race.
Yeah, and these cars are battling not just because they seem comfortable. We'll just put it that way. They have the comfort level to battle each other and not wreck each other, because we did see the 25 get into the 23 and push them up the wall a little bit. But these drivers, they have some skills to be running side by side, especially at a high pace, a high speed track like this one. The 69 seems to have fallen off the pace.
Yeah, 69 Andrew Schroep, he was running well up towards the top 3. He was sitting 4th. Now he's fallen back all the way to 7th. May have cooked his tires.
Looks like he has some right side damage.
Maybe some damage, maybe cooked up his tires. I mentioned something in the pre-race show about having to manage, potentially having to manage the tires with such a long race as this one, 100 laps around this track, and with the high banks, that's a lot to ask of your tires. He clips the wall yet again. He's going to lose another spot to Alex Young in that 76 machine.
He's got some problems going on here. He's got something wrong. Either he's cooked his tires, but it looks like that right side front fender is kind of a little bit off. It looks like it has some damage. He may have hit the wall based on that damage. It looks like it was coming into 1 and 2. May have just washed up the track and got it bent a little bit.
Now that fender may be bent in, rubbing that tire, maybe creating a sort of parachute effect on that right front and slowing that car down.
That's what it looks like.
Waiting for a caution to come down to pit road and get that damage repaired as he continues to lose positions, but Braxton DeWeese still setting the pace. He is well out in front. He has a 1.13 second gap. There's second, Evan Gilmet, Drew Green. This battle continuing to commence. As we look back through the pack, this battle starts to heat up. This battle for second, Braxton DeWeese right in front with the lead.
Yeah, with these two cars, we saw the 50 kind of... He was on the outside line for a while, which did save his tires a little bit. However, it also, in its own way, affects the tires different. So what he's going to have a more equal wear between his tires. The other cars are more focused. They're putting more pressure, more lean into that corner because they don't have as much banking on the bottom. So they're going to be putting more wear on their left side tires. Right sides are probably better on that 50, which may not make a difference now, may not have made a difference then, but it's starting to kind of make that difference now.
It can definitely become a it may make an impact later in this race with the tire wear. That's one of the things that progressive banking does, is even out the banking. Was right on board. Drew Green looking ahead at Evan Gilmet.
Yeah, he's looking ahead. These cars swatting through the corner. That's how on the edge these cars are. You're going to see them scream up to 6,000, 7,000 RPM at the max. You might hit 8. But coming through these corners, they're going to be at 6K because these cars, they're tuned for this track now. So when they're tuned for this track, you're going to go, sliding!
Drew Green almost goes around. He keeps it straight, but loses time to Evan Gilmet. So he was gaining time the last couple laps, and now he lost time.
Yeah, that tire advantage is gone. He had a little bit of advantage possibly before, but now it's just gone.
And there's the last lap time. He still managed to gain time off that lap, even with that slide.
Yeah, he's pushing those tires to the limit, though. He's going to pay for it later in the race if we don't have a caution or don't have some sort of incident where people are allowed to come to pit road. These tires, his, are going to be worse than the other.
Michael Wade in the 23. He's up 4 spots from where he qualified back in 9th. He still has the 25 of Brendan Medeiros hunting him down. This battle hasn't fallen down at all. May look like it, but that 25 is still hunting for that position.
Yeah, and that car that just got in the wall in front of the 23 may slow them down a little bit coming through this next straightaway. It's only a matter of time. I've seen them get in the wall a few times here, but we're going to see how much he's going to pull. He's going to let him, maybe not. Never mind. I'll take that back. He's just cutting that apron. That apron's going to kill your tires, too.
Transition from the banking to the apron on the front stretch is legal, and it is shorter. But there's the banking. It heats up your tires. It damages your suspension. It may be fast for a little bit, but over the long run, you don't want to do it every single lap. And he's currently trying to hang on to 4th place. Has a little bit of pushing as we're a quarter of the way into this one. Brendan Willard in that 99 running well. He's currently 3rd. Braxton Deweese off track. Fell down my live timing, and unfortunately can't get a camera up to focus on that 8 car. So unfortunately we don't know what happened to that 8 car Braxton Deweese, but this is currently your battle for the lead. Evan Gilmet, Drew Green. This was the battle for second a moment ago. But here it is for the lead. Drew Green with those fresher right side tires, or those less worn right side tires from running the high side earlier. Let's see if he can use that to the advantage to get around this 68 of Evan Gilmet. 27 laps in the books here from the Rock, as Drew Green slides it around turn 2, trying to take that lead away.
Now, coming through this, you can see that the way he's dutching it, the way he's going into that corner, it looks almost like that car's struggling with turning in. It maybe these cars are usually loose, but the way he's looking, looks to be a little bit too tight almost, because he's not wrapping the bottom as well as that 50 car.
I'm surprised that 50 car Drew Green still has the car under him. He's gotten way loose off of turn 2 a number of times. Here he goes to the bottom, trying to take the lead away. At the line,
it looks like he might have it.
Drew Green leads that lap. The first laps that the 50 car has led tonight. Evan Gilmet will slot down back in 2nd. Whoa, Drew Green way loose off of turn 2. I can't believe he's still got that car under him.
No, he's got a lot.
Go sideways.
He's got a lot of pressure on those tires with how he's pushing it. And with those slides, it's not going to help. It's going to overheat. He's going to have to back it down if he wants to maintain this lead.
Battle for the lead cooling off. Evan Gilmet falling back slightly. But here's Brendan Medeiros battle for 3rd. He gained on Michael Wade quite a bit. Here comes that 25 hungry for 3rd. He wants that final podium spot.
It looks like he's going to try to go to the high side here, but I'm not quite sure if he was going to the high side or getting there.
Evan Gilmet was faster in 3 and 4 that time. And we're coming up on lap traffic. There's Andrew Shovey just in front of the leaders. So there's Andrew
that car
Shovey.
has to
You
have
see
some
the leaders
damage.
coming out of turn coming off of turn 4. We're about to encounter lap traffic here at the Rock. 32 laps in the books. Side by side for 5th. Dominic Rossi to the bottom. Brandon Willard in the wall. That 99 car struggling.
Yeah, it looks like he got into the wall a little bit at one point, but I mean he did when he was trying to about to get past the 23 and the 25. However, looking at the scoring, where did the 23 go? It looks like we might have another issue of some sort. Unless
the 23 of Michael Wade showing on the ticker as the 5 car.
Okay, that makes more sense because
that would be what you're missing.
Yeah, I apologize for that, but we've seen the 8 car just gone. Out, just no clue what happened. The 8 car is out. Same with the 24 and same with the 54. So we got a few cars out, but I was just making sure the 25's there because that's one of the best battles we got on tracks, the 23 and the 25. Going back and forth, and we got a yellow out.
No incident scored on live timing. Maybe a third of the way caution.
Yeah, it seems like we're going to stop. It's like a stage type thing. It looks like. So we're going to stop at the 35th lap, the 70th lap, and then we go to the end.
So this will be the end of stage number 1. Drivers come down pit road. Well, unofficially the end of stage 1. All the drivers come down pit road. Everyone wants service.
Yeah, so these tires, this is really where it comes to. Do we take tires or do we not? Do we want to drain track position or do we not? But with how precious these tires are, I could not imagine anyone not. Oh, and we got a messed up pit stop there.
That's Evan Gilmet on pit road. Unable to get that car into pit road. That was your race leader when the caution came out. So a dreadful stop for that 68 machine. As you see, everyone put tires on their cars. Braxton Oise is back out on track. 8 laps down.
Must have been some sort of connection issue of some sort if he's back. Either that or we don't quite know, but I would assume some sort of connection issue.
And that's one of the biggest things with iRacing is the connection and the netcode issue. So unfortunate for Braxton DeWeese having that connection issue. Looks like he's going to get a lap back. And Drew Green in that 50 car inherits the race lead. Evan Gilmet drops to 3rd after missing his pit box.
Yeah, and that's Rossi, a tough break.
He's up to 3rd. Evan Gilmet down to 4th. My mistake. But Dominic Rossi up to 3rd. He was hanging around 5th, 6th, 7th, and now here he is sitting 3rd. Maybe he's going to be a dark horse throughout the rest of the race. Maybe he was saving tires, anticipating, maybe thinking about not taking tires. Ultimately, he did take tires. Well, a fresh start. Coming to green, lap 39 of 100. Drew Green, Michael Wade, Dominic Rossi, Evan Gilmet, Alex Young, Brendan Medeiros, your top 6 as they come to take the green flag. Pace car's about to pull off. Angel, take it away. Very enthusiastic. I like it. Drivers fan out. Drew Green, Michael Wade, Evan Gilmet, your top 3. But here comes Dominic Rossi on the bottom. He wants 3rd. Now slots back in line. Brendan Medeiros there in the 25 as well. And there's Chris Taylor in the 21. Rounding out your top 6. These drivers all single file. Adam Holston at 02. He's had a quiet night. Alex Young, Reggie Keane, Brandon Willard, Brad Collier, Andrew Shoby currently Unfortunately, one lap down in that 69 Machines Hyundai. Andrew Shobiwadi qualified very well, had issues earlier in this race. Drew Green now taken over after Braxton Luis had connection issues. Working lap 41 of 100, Michael Wade, Evan Gilmet battling for second. Here comes Gilmet to the bottom. He wants second place, side by side. Michael Wade tucks in back in line into third. Dominic Rossi right there looking to take advantage of the 23's misfortune. Here's the 25 of Brendan Medeiros making it too wide for fourth. Dominic Rossi in the wall. He's able to keep it straight. No caution for incident yet. We had one caution lap 36. Planned stage break, but now side by side. Brendan Medeiros, Michael Wade. This battle continuing from the early scenes to stage one. They follow Evan Gilmet around the track, and now Michael Wade in the wall. Hard hit for that 23 car. Scary hit, and now the damage. Too much for the 23 to continue. He puts it in the wall. And he's trying to get down off the track safely, bring that 23 car to pit road. A lot of damage to that 23 car.
Yes, there is, and I mean, the amount of... That was a hard hit coming into that corner. Ooh! That's a lot of damage to that right side tire. That's going to be just... That car might be out of this race, depending on that damage.
There's no right side tire on that car. Here's Evan Green with the race lead. Evan Gilmet second. He's under attack with the 25 of Brendan Medeiros. Brendan Medeiros in that 25 having an excellent run. He's currently up 5 spots from where he qualified back in 8th. Currently sitting in the last podium spot. Unfortunate way for the 23 of Michael Wade's day to end. That was a hard hit into the outside wall. How frustrating is it? You haven't even made it halfway yet, and you're taken out in this race. That's a lot of damage for that 23 car.
Yeah, that was a lot of damage coming into that 23 car. It was just a hard lick into that wall. That right side tire gone. It's frustrating to make it this way far through the race, making good lap times, making good decisions, making sure he keeps his race intact, and he loses it just from one small mistake like that.
Now there's contact between the 23 and the 25 to initiate that wreck. It's got to be frustrating, as here's the 25. Brandon Medeiros takes second away from Evan Gilmet. One of the strongest drivers in this race. Now having to follow yet another car as he tries to take the win, but Drew Green has taken the point after Braxton Luis unfortunately had connection issues. But Drew Green's now all by himself. It's a 2.8 second gap between him and Brandon Medeiros. And then another 0.3 of a second to Evan Gilmet. Here's Dominic Rossi in that 42 car. Not really putting any pressure, but not really letting him drive away. I like this position of the 42 cars.
I do too, because he's kind of got the catbird seat. He's sitting there watching those two make a mistake. He just happens to possibly inherit the second place position.
Excellent positioning for the 42 of Dominic Rossi. He's not far back enough where if they make a mistake, the drivers in front, Brendan Medeiros or Evan Gilmet, if those two drivers make a mistake, he's there to capitalize it, but he's far enough back where he has room to avoid said mistake and not get caught up in the wreck. As Evan Gilmet in that 68 wants second place back, he goes to the bottom of the 25. Brendan Medeiros runs the top, Evan Gilmet on the bottom. I don't know who is there.
Coming to the line, I thought they were going to go 3 wide for a little bit, but it looks like they might not. They may. I'm not quite sure now. But the 68 and that 25 running side by side doing a really good job to stay out of it.
Doing an excellent job staying off of each other. I have no idea who was second that lap. No idea who was second this lap either. These two are neck and neck for second. And this is exactly what Dominic Rossi in that third place position wants. He's right on board this 42. Now they single file out. 68 of Evan Gilmet into the position.
Yeah, and that was a close little battle there, but the 25 seemed to kind of concede it. Maybe he wants to let the tires cool down a little bit, and you can see how much that car is sliding. That 42 is all over the racetrack.
Everyone's been all over the racetrack. We saw Drew Green get sideways a number of times off of turn number 2. Not so much anymore. No longer has the pressure. 4 seconds between himself and Evan Gilmet in second. And here's the battle for second. And here's Braxton DeWeese. Still fast as ever, but unfortunately a number of laps down. Currently running in the 12th position.
Yeah, and
that
the
8 car
connection
is
issues. Yeah, the connection issues is what killed his race.
Connection issues, sideline, it's comparable to a mechanical issue in real life. He currently scored 8 laps down. Andrew Strobe scored 1 lap down. It's 10 drivers on the lead lap. Here's Brandon Willard in 10th position. Last car on the lead lap, Drew Green coming across the start finish line. So lap traffic may come into a factor. We're currently lap 57 of 100. Planned caution lap 66 of 100. So 9 laps until the caution. Well, 10 laps till the caution. Do you think we'll hit lap traffic or not? Here's Drew Green through 3 and 4, and here's Lamar going into 1.
I don't think we'll hit it this time around, and I don't think we'll hit it at all this race, actually, because we'll have a shorter run to the finish. So we'll have a 30-lap little run to the finish after this. So if we have that caution come out, we will more than likely not hit lap traffic.
It all depends on how the cars and the tires fall. Drew Green still out front. Evan Gilmet second. Dominic Rossi's falling back in third. Brendan Medeiros in fourth. Now the lap car, Braxton Elise between third and fourth. That's got to be comforting for the 42 car, Dominic Rossi. Look at the gearbox. You have that lap car between yourself and the driver behind you for position. So you can kind of relax a little bit. You don't have that pressure of having to perform isn't the right word, but having to push the car right off the bat.
I don't think it'll be for too long, though, because that 8 car is fast.
Braxton Weiss won pole for this race. As you mentioned before, connection issues, sidelining him halfway through stage 1. And he's driving his way back to the front, trying to get his laps back to the old-fashioned way. He's got 8 of them to make up. I don't know if he can get there.
I don't think he can, not by the end of this race, unless we get, like, 7 cautions.
But that 8,000 lap race, maybe. You think 8,000 laps is enough for him to make it?
I don't know. He is fast. He really is. He's catching up. Oh, and that's a little
Rossi way loose, right in front of Braxton Luis. Able to keep that 42 under him. Excellent driving by that 42, and now Braxton Luis trying to take another lead lap car off on his list of trying to get his laps back. And he clears that 42 easily into 1. 42 slides up the track. This allows the 25 of Brandon Medeiros to take third place back. Dominic Rossi clips the wall off of 2. And there's quite a bit of damage to that 42 car.
Yeah, that's going to kill camber as canter, depending on the car and how this car's set up. So you'll have the camber. It'll knock that wheelbase in, or it'll bend it a little bit, and it won't be how it was before.
It'll affect the handling for sure, whether it be loosening the car, tightening the car, doing both to the car. I've had that happen in races. You hit the wall, and then all of a sudden your car is just unpredictable. So this 42 car is riding around for the next couple laps, waiting for the stage break to end. Come down pit road as Drew Green is sitting comfortably to collect the stage win. Not sure if there's points allocated to that. He's got 4.9 seconds on second. You saw them in the background going into turn 3 as Drew Green was crossing the start-finish line. And there's Brandon Willard just in front. You were right. We weren't going to hit lap traffic. We did get close. maybe a couple more laps, 5, 10 more laps, lap traffic may have been a factor or contributor to the lead, or may have slowed down Drew Green. So Evan Gilmet could catch. That's currently first and second is Drew Green, Evan Gilmet, Medeiros back in third, Dominic Rossi in fourth, Chris Taylor out of nowhere. He's up 7 spots from where he qualified. He's currently in fifth. Where did he come from? I would like to know.
I think the other drivers would too, because he is out of, just kind of picked up the pace, it seemed. He was looking to be running like a backpack car almost, coming through qualifying, but after some of these disconnections and all that, he has picked up the pace.
He's currently mid-pack for best laps out on track, currently at 23.47. Currently the best lap on track is by Brendan Medeiros at a 25, at 23.23.
Looks like we're coming to this the planned caution. Around, ooh, that car's 25 is loose coming off that corner.
Brendan Medeiros loose. He had this issue towards the end of stage 1 of having that car be loose. A lot of drivers having that issue of cars being loose. We come to lap 69 of 100. Over 2/3 of this race in the books. 1/3 behind us. Drew Green still sitting in that ideal position. There's Brandon Willard of the 99. That caution not coming out just yet. Lap traffic may play a factor. And that's one of the things that's one of the things with short track racing. This track's only a mile long. So at some point with just the variations of how fast, no matter how small those variations are, they add up over the course of the race. And there's the caution. Drew Green wins stage 2. Evan Gilmet comes in second. Brandon Medeiros third. Dominic Rossi fourth. And here's Chris Taylor coming around to finish fifth. Caution number 2 of the night. Second for stage cautions. No caution for incidents. We've had a couple incidents tonight. We had Michael Wade, Brendan Medeiros, and Michael Wade. Got a wreck later. Here's the replay. Just slight contact between the two, and that sent the 23 way up the track. Hard into the wall. That was what sidelined the 23 towards the end, or towards the middle of stage number 2. These drivers come down pit road. So far, we're into stage 2. That's the only real accident we've had so far this race. Outside of drivers just bouncing off the walls, misjudging the corners slightly. Regular racing things. But no cautions for incident yet. What are your takeaways for this race?
I mean, I'm gonna put my opinion here. The takeaways for this race is Rockingham is fast. Don't get me wrong, and I thought these cars would be a little bit more unhinged here, to be honest. That's really what I noticed. Is these cars seem pretty stable around this track.
This series is a fixed setup series, so that could be the setup being on the tighter end to try and keep these cars stable, try and keep the racing cleaner. But it's really changing how you have to approach these races. Here's Drew Green, Andrew Shobi, currently the leader, as he comes down pit road for service. Drew Green, your actual race leader. There's Evan Gilmet, Braxton Oise, right there, unfortunately 7 laps down.
If he hadn't had the connection issue, he would have been a contender for this, if not the win. Almost
absolutely. He was dominating the beginning part of stage 1 from the get-go. Put that car on pole, and from the drop of the green flag, he was gone. He was just a speck in the driver's windshields. Unfortunately, connection issues sidelined him. Not unlike, or not very different to how mechanical issues sideline drivers in real life. Runner caution for the second time tonight. After seeing these drivers kind of ebb and flow during the race, during the different runs, who do you have to win this race? Braxton Deweese was the favorite going into this race with pole position. Unfortunately, he's out of this one.
I'm going to say the car in third, running, or not really third, but second, third in line.
That's the 68 of Evan Gilmet. He's been fast. He started in the second position outside of Braxton Deweese. He's had to contend with the 50 of Drew Green throughout the night. Dominic Rossi had to deal with the 23 of Michael Wade, the 25 of Brennan Medeiros, who's fallen back in the field. I'm going to go with the 50 car, Drew Green. He's kind of taken point after Braxton Deweese had those issues. He was battling with the 68 early in this race and was able to pass him on pace, albeit it took about 10 laps. My pick is the 50 of Drew Green to take this one home. Pace lights are out. We're doubled up. And we have 26 laps of green flag racing coming up. After the pace car gets out of these drivers' way. 26 laps to go to the end of this one. Green flag flies. Drew Green, Evan Gilmet launch towards turn 1. 4 wide in the back. Now whittles down to 3 and now 2 wide. He's 20 to Brad Collier way up the track. Now he's in the wall. This pack has whittled down to single file, and the 28's having some sort of issue in the back of the pack. Here comes Drew Green, Evan Gilmet battling for the race lead. 25 laps to go. They are starting to pull away from the pack.
These two are the real contenders for this race right now. They got good pace. Their tires don't seem to slip, but that 50 slides towards the end of the run. I mean, coming down through here, we're seeing a lot. Oh, and we're getting some in-car action here. But you can see the back of that car, and that's all that this number 68 driver is seeing in that 50 car, the back end, and he does not want to see it. He wants to be in front. So we're coming down to about 23 laps to go, and they're almost side by side. I think the 68 may get a run in the next 2 or 3 laps.
Whoa!
Oh, we got someone in the wall.
Dominic Rossi in the 42, hard in the wall, going into turn number 1. Has to drop all the way back to 6th place. Able to keep it straight, maybe some damage to that 42 car. Here's Reggie Keems side by side with the 8 of Braxton Deweese, who has been dominant in the race. Drew Green, Evan Gilmet continuing the battle for the lead, coming to 21 laps to go. And with how the first 2 stages of this race went, I expect this to go green to the finish. These drivers very patient with each other, very respectful around each other.
68 gets the inside here. It's going to be almost game over for the lead. Oh, coming through, almost contact. 68 on point, now 50 behind him. And we are going about 20 laps to go. That 50 car, like you said, took about 10 laps to pass before. They're going to have to get in action. They're going to have to start going now.
20 laps to go, and only 20 laps for Drew Green to take that lead back. You just saw Evan Gilmet get the lead. Drew Green was loose off at turn number 2. Able to let that 68 make that pass. And that's what the 68 wanted to do. He was sat right behind the 50 car, putting pressure on that 50 car to make a mistake. 50 car makes a mistake. The 68 car is right there to take advantage of it. And now the 50 car is trying to do the same thing to the 68. And he's only got 19 laps to do it.
That 50 car is loose through the corners. You could already see him sliding those. He is burning those tires. They are red hot. He has got to let it cool down a little bit before he makes this run. If not, it's going to be hard to make this pass coming to the past 68. We have 18 laps to go now, but these are 1 mile track. I mean, with these cars, they tend to run half miles, quarter miles, maybe 3/4 of a mile tracks. This is the mile track. This is a longer track for the races.
This is one of the longer tracks on this schedule. Apart from the road course that we went to a couple weeks ago at Lime Rock Park, this is the longest track, longest open schedule, I believe. So these drivers are a little bit out of their element on this track. Used to the short, half mile, quarter mile, 3/8 of a mile, 3/4 of a mile tracks. So a lot less braking used on this track, but a lot more tire wear because of it, a lot higher banking.
And a lot higher speed.
Really a lot higher speed. These drivers are setting fast laps, 23-second lap times around this track. And Evan Gilmet, Drew Green still continuing to battle for the race lead. Coming to
50 car, I like
laps.
where they're driving.
15 laps to go. You saw in the background the 25 of Brandon Madero sitting in third position. Just waiting for these two drivers to potentially make a mistake and take each other out.
Yeah, and that 50 car, I like the way they're almost like diamonding the corner. Push it in hard in, wash up the track, back down to the bottom. I've watched him do that a few times, and he gets a good run, but he also gains almost onto that 68. That 50 car has a good shot if he can make it work.
And diamonding the corner is very fast. If you can do it right, it also burns the tires. More common on a flat track with the banking. A lot harder to do it while saving tires. So that 50 car, while he's been fast, while he's been using that diamonding to gain time on that 68 machine, could be costing him in tires. 13 laps to go, that may play a factor. As the 68 car of Evan Gilmet only has 12 and a half laps to keep that 50 car behind. Time is ticking for that 50 car. Drew Green to make a move as we ride on board this 50 car yet again.
On this onboard camera, you really can see the tire wear, how it affects it, because we saw it earlier. You know, you can see the car sliding. These cars are not asymmetrical either. That's one thing I want to point out. You'll come into the corner, these cars are kind of tilted, and it's because of the type of cars they are. But at this track, it's really noticeable with the banking.
These cars are the purpose built for short tracking. They're designed for short tracking. And here they are running a mile-long track. Running it well. Coming to 10 laps to go. Here from the Rock. Back from the dead. Well, not really the dead. Back from a coma. And Wilkesboro is dead. The Rock was more in a coma.
Yeah, I mean, we got 10 laps to go. That 50 car, it took them forever to make that pass on the 68 before. They have got to go, and they've got to go now. They have 10 laps. Not want to be in second place when the white flag flies.
Very hard to pass on this track without using the bumper, without having some sort of tire advantage, or knowing how to run the track. Trying to use a mistake, force a mistake. So that 50 car wants to get the pass done as soon as possible and force the 68 to kind of show his hand. Well, that's what the 68's doing right now, is kind of forcing the 50 car to show his hand. And coming to 8 laps to go. Time is ticking for that 50 car of Drew Green. Evan Gilmet to the point. Qualified second, sat behind Braxton Ruiz, battling this same 50 car early in the race.
50 car to the inside. Oh, almost contact. 50 car washes up the track.
Drew Green washes way up the track, almost hit the 68 car, tried to dive it up the inside of turn number 3. Another lap ticks by.
Tires.
50 car to the high side. That definitely took the tires sliding up the track like that. Not something you want to do, especially on older worn out tires, is slide up the track. That banking acts like a cheese grater. If you go laterally along the banking, moving from the bottom to the top to the bottom, it shreds your tires. Once you commit to a line, run that line throughout the corner. 6 laps to go. Here,
you can see him sliding more.
Now that 50 car is way loose. He's sliding more. Not very different from what we saw at the end of stage 1 with this 50 car. One of his 50 cars has been struggling with trying to save tires throughout this race. Just hasn't been doing it very well.
see the difference in that corner. Just watch the 50. It pushes it in hard, and it just has to ride it. That 68 car is so disciplined riding the white line.
60 car's been able to just ease it into the corner, let the car roll through the corner. But that 50 car's been pushing, trying to get some way around that 68, trying to get some sort of fender somewhere near the 68. He's there, right on the rear bumper, but can go no further as the 68's playing excellent defense. 4 laps to go. Battle for the lead continues on. Drew Green having some connection issues. Blinks out a couple times. Comes back. 3 laps to go.
Is that 68 car? Yeah, is that 68 car going to get a bump coming into the last corner? That's really the question. These cars are made for a little bit of contact. Rubbing his race on this side. But at the end of the day, how respectful these drivers be?
Late model stock racing is a contact sport, not for the lighthearted. But the bigger question is, because we know if the 50 car gets to the rear bumper, there's most likely going to be contact for the race win. But can the 50 car get there with his worn out tires? We saw him fail back a little bit as we come through 3 and 4 for the penultimate time. Barney has the white flag out. 1 lap to go here at the Rock. The 68 has 4 corners to play defense. And the 50 car has just 1 mile to get it done.
That 50 car's got to get a huge run coming off of turn 2. No, they did not. They slowed it down coming off the exit. That 50 car is not going to have the chance to do the bump and run here. And it looks like we're about to see the 68 car cross the line.
Evan Gilmet takes the checkered flag. Drew Green second. Brandon Medeiros takes third. Here comes Reggie Kime in fourth. Alex Young fifth. Chris Taylor sixth. And there's Adam Holston doing a little post-race drifting. This is not Tokyo, sir. This is North Carolina. Brandon Willard's 8th. Brad Collier 9th. And Andrew Schob gets his way back onto the lead lap to finish 10th. What a race.
It was a good race. We had some good battles, too.
16-car field. Evan Gilmet takes the race win. 4/10 separates him and second. Some post-race activities between Brandon Willard and Andrew Schob continuing. But what a race. What are some of your big takeaways from this race?
The cars like to slide.
And that was one thing we had during this race was the cars sliding throughout the race, especially towards the ends of the run. The cars sliding out, drivers wearing out their tires with the additional banking and the progressive banking. Drivers trying to experiment running the high side for maybe more tire saving and more speed, maybe getting the adverse effect of what they wanted. Some more tire wear and some less speed. So this really was a bottom groove track, and it was an excellent race. Very respectful from these drivers, I gotta say. It was a good race by these drivers, and now time for some post-race interviews. Brandon Medeiros had a very up-and-down day. Qualified 8th, finished 3rd. Brendan, Chris Veraska, Angel Melton of GFR and broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I do. What's up, man?
What a race from you. Started in the middle of the pack in 8th, drove your way up towards the front, had an excellent battle with the 23 of Michael Wade. Little bit of contact there in the middle of stage 2. And you're able to claw your way back to 3rd. Talk us through that incident with that 23 car of Michael Wade.
Really? I mean, I admitted I was at fault. I felt like I drove him a little bit too aggressively, but at the same time, I was looking sideways when we were going through the corner, which I should have been paying attention straight. I feel like that, he probably just came down, or I probably came up the track a little bit. I was very aggressive tonight, and I'm admitting, I was aggressive, but I felt like I could have won this thing, so I didn't want to waste any time.
Yeah. Unfortunate for the 23 of Michael Wade, that took him out of the race in the middle of stage 2, but you were able to crawl your way back up to 3rd position. Saw you restarted at the tail end of the field in that third stage restart. Talk us through how you managed to drive your way up through the field without any of us noticing.
Really? I mean, I obviously sped on pit road, that was my mistake. I was really eager to get back out. And, I just had a really fast car. I mean, even on the restarts, like the past few restarts today, I knew that everyone was sleeping, so I kind of just I took off when I felt like it, and I caught everyone by surprise. So obviously on that last restart, I was in a little bit of a situation there. I was in the mid pack, and everyone checked up, but I just had a feeling that the leader went at the line the second time, like the second line every time. So waited for him to basically be there, and I hit the gas and I went. So I'm really proud, and just this is my first time ever racing Rockingham and driving a super late model. I did a little bit of testing, and I thought this car was gonna be funny, and then during practice it was really fast, and just got grip on the track, and this car just adjusted perfectly to it.
Yeah, excellent drive by you, able to crawl your way up through the field through multiple race resets to the back of the field. So kudos to you, able to get a good finish out of a rough day. Any last words before you let you go celebrate?
Sorry.
Thanks
Let's
for
go ahead and get on down here. Drew Green, it was good to talk to you. And let's, I think, probably just move on to the second place car. Again, congratulations. Oh, God. Okay. Let's get Drew Green down here. Oh, you got him already, Roscoe. Thank you.
I'm efficient at it. Drew Green,
How's it
unfortunate,
going?
got second place. You dominated that second stage after Braxton Ruiz had that connection issue. Unfortunately, fell just shy of taking the win here at Rockingham, falling just shy behind Evan Gilmet. Talk us through
Yeah,
that battle between yourself and Evan towards the end of the race, and the one that happened behind Braxton Ruiz at the start of the race.
well, at the start of the race, I mean, we were both pretty evenly matched the whole time. Um, it looked like every once in a while, like whenever by the time I made one mistake, he had usually made two or three. And so I was able to catch up with the draft. And then luckily, obviously, that leader disconnected. And then I just kind of sent it on the inside and got him in stage one. In stage three, I just went a little wide on one turn. He got in my mirror. He's kind of living rent free in my head, and he was able to get me that way. Um, but then once again, evenly matched. I mean, I want to shout out Andrew Shobe, Adam Holston. I was in a voice chat with him, and I was telling him we were going the exact same speed, and they were like, "We got 20 more laps, man. Plenty of time. Plenty of time." It's like, no, he's too quick. He's too quick. But yeah, it was a great time. That was my first time in this series. I had a blast.
Wow, what a way to enter this series with a second place finish. Had one of the fastest cars throughout the night, and just came up just shy from taking a W in your debut.
Yeah, I feel like if I would have been a little bit better at tire management, I probably could have gotten them. But with this track, you have to almost slide it in like a go-kart around some of the turns to get it to turn the way you want it, and you shred the rears off in like 20 laps. And so while the speed is there, it doesn't last long at all.
Yeah, that's the part of the banking, the progressive banking, and the newer asphalt on this track, all playing a part in the tire wear and the grip levels on this track. Congratulations on your second place, Drew. Any last words before you let you go celebrate?
I would like to shout out to my grandma and grandpa for watching, my mom and dad, and my girlfriend. And that is all.
Congratulations. Congratulations on your second place, Drew. Go celebrate. You deserve this one.
Thank you.
And last but not least, Evan Gilmet, able to make do with getting around the 50 car, battling the 50 car, and able to come triumphant here at the Rock. Evan Gilmet, Chris Rossgood, Angel Melton, the GFR and broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
What a drive from you. Able to take the win after Braxton Ruiz had those connection issues. He was the favorite going into this race. Qualified on pole. You started second. Talk us through that battle between yourself and Drew Green towards the end of that race.
Yeah, it was a shame that he lost connection at the beginning. I think all three of us could have had a great battle. And definitely the stages definitely helped. The second stage, I got caught up in a restart, and Drew kind of walked away from everybody. But I knew when the stage came, I had something for him, so took the tires, and then we were running such similar lines and lap times that I was just waiting for a mistake, and he had one off of two, so I had to run and took it. And tried not to make one myself.
Yeah, what a drive from you. Able to take the win. Able to beat the 50 car, which you two were very, very evenly matched throughout this race. You two and Braxton DeWeese in the 8. All very fast drivers at this track. But you were the one who was able to capitalize on the mistakes. And you took the W. Any last words before we let you go celebrate? You deserve this one.
Thank you. Yeah, I had a great time, and I'll definitely be back.
Look forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah.
The festivities, and that will bring a conclusion to the festivities here from Rockingham Speedway in Rockingham, North Carolina. In a couple days time, on Thursday, the Burnt Rubber Racing Association Cup Series takes on Indianapolis for the Brickyard 200 here on the Green Flag Racing Network. Tune in next week for the Mystic Racing League's Legend Car Series as they continue next week on Monday, and the Mystic Racing League Super Late Model Tour next week on Tuesday. That is all tonight. Stay safe.